We have some massive spoilers for the week of August 3rd through the 7th, and the drama is completely off the charts. The official teasers reveal that we are in for some wild moments, intense bargaining, and straight-up horror. But the absolute center of my attention right now is the heartbreaking situation between Javi Hernandez and his firefighter boyfriend Gus. The spoilers explicitly state that Javi and Gus are going to sit down to figure out their future, and you guys know exactly what that means in soap opera language. It means they are doomed. The writing is on the wall, the clock is ticking, and an inevitable breakup is staring us right in the face. It's just a matter of how many episodes the writers are going to let them drag this out before the entire relationship violently crashes and burns. Let's be real for a second. Javi, now played brilliantly by Jacob Martinez, who has completely made this role his own, has been through absolute hell. Think about his history on this show. He was dragged into the toxic, twisted web of Dimitri von Leuschner and Leo Stark. He had his heart completely shattered, his trust violated, and his life turned upside down by a fake marriage and constant manipulation. When Gus showed up, this sweet, normal, heroic firefighter from Texas, it felt like Javi was finally getting his safe harbor. It felt like he was finally getting a breath of fresh air. But this is Salem. Safe harbors do not exist here. Normalcy is a death sentence for a relationship on this show. I actually think bringing Gus into the picture was a brilliant but incredibly cruel narrative trick by the writers. Gus is simply too good, too pure, and far too normal to survive the radioactive fallout of the Hernandez and Demera adjacent drama. We have seen this happen so many times over the last 10 years. Remember when Will Horton or Sonny Kiriakis would try to date a normal guy outside of their toxic orbit? Remember Paul Narita trying to just be a good guy before getting dragged into the mud? Legacy characters and their immediate circles chew up normal people and spit them out. Gus never stood a chance, and deep down, I think Javi knows that. But here's the kicker. You cannot talk about Javi and Gus without talking about the absolute menace that is Leo Stark. I love Greg Ricart to pieces. The man is an absolute daytime television treasure and a comedic genius, but Leo Stark is a parasite. Can you believe the audacity of this man? He ruined his own relationship with Dimitri. He ruined Gwen's life. He ruined Craig Wesley's life years ago, and now he is obsessively trying to ruin Javi's chance at happiness. The spoilers mention bargaining for the week of August 3rd. A lot of fans think this might be corporate bargaining at Demera, but I actually think this is emotional bargaining. I think Javi's going to try and bargain with Leo to just leave him and Gus alone. But Leo doesn't know how to leave people alone. We already know from our inside timeline that Leo was eavesdropping on Javi and Gus, actively plotting to sabotage Gus's application for the Salem Fire Department. Leo is exactly the kind of toxic ex who will burn your house down just so he can be the one to hand you a blanket. I think Gus is finally going to realize that Leo's shadow is never, ever going to leave him. How long can a normal guy from Texas put up with a flamboyant, scheming blackmailer constantly lurking in the bushes and trying to ruin his career? Not long. And that brings us to the horror mentioned in the August 3 to 7 spoilers. Now, horror on Days of Our Lives usually means someone is getting locked in a crypt or injected with one of Dr. Rolf's glowing green serums. But in this context, I think the horror is purely psychological. Imagine the absolute emotional horror Javi is going to feel when he realizes that he cannot escape his past. The horror of looking at Gus, a man who loves him, a man who wants to build a life with him, and realizing that keeping Gus around is only going to destroy him. That is a terrifying, heartbreaking realization. I can already see the breakup scene playing out in my head, and it is going to be a tearjerker. Picture this. They are sitting in the Brady pub, untouched coffees on the table. Gus looks at Javi with those sad, understanding eyes. Gus isn't going to be angry. He's going to be defeated. He's going to tell Javi that he loves him, but the constant paranoia, the sabotage, and the Leo Stark circus is just too much baggage. And Javi Javi's gonna let him go. He won't even fight it, because he knows Gus is right. Boom. Heartbreak. It is toxic, it is messy, and it is classic Days of Our Lives. I am honestly so mad at the writers for this. I think tearing Javi and Gus apart right now is a huge mistake. Fans have been begging for a stable, loving, LGBTQ plus couple on this show since the golden days of Wilson. A lot of fans on the message boards actually want Javi and Leo to end up together because of their undeniable chaotic chemistry, but I actually think that sends a terrible message. Leo does not deserve Javi. Leo needs to hit rock bottom and actually face the consequences of his actions, not be rewarded with the man he has been actively stalking and sabotaging. I am firmly Team Javi deserves better, and you won't believe how this ties into the rest of the canvas. While Javi's love life is imploding, Leo is simultaneously wrapping his head around the fact that Dimitri von Leuschner is the one who kidnapped Gwen. Leo is preparing to fly off to Alamainia to play the hero and rescue his bestie. This creates a fascinating dynamic. Leo leaving town might actually give Javi a false sense of security. Imagine Javi and Gus breaking up, only for Leo to immediately leave the country. Javi is going to be left completely alone, sitting in the rubble of a relationship that was destroyed by a man who isn't even in Salem anymore. That is some top-tier tragic irony right there. So, where does Javi go from here? If he loses Gus, I predict we are going to see a massive character shift. Think about his cousin, Gabi Hernandez. Gabi used to be the sweet, innocent girl who got pushed around, and the trauma turned her into a ruthless, take-no-prisoners CEO who will step on anyone's neck to get what she wants. I think this breakup is going to be the catalyst for Javi's villain origin story. He is going to stop being the victim. He is going to stop letting people like Leo and Dimitri dictate his life. I want to see a dark, ruthless Javi emerge from this heartbreak. I want him to tap into that Hernandez fire and start playing the Salem game on his own terms. The week of August 3rd to the 7th is going to be an emotional roller coaster, you guys. Between Javi and Gus facing the bitter end, the wild moments of Leo discovering the truth about Dimitri, and the horrifying realization that the past never truly stays buried, Salem is about to explode. I am heartbroken for Javi, but I am so incredibly hyped for the performances we are going to get from Jacob Martinez. What do you guys think? Are you devastated that Javi and Gus are crashing and burning, or are you secretly rooting for Leo to win Javi back? Do you think Javi is going to go dark and seek revenge? Let me know all your wild theories in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our daily Salem updates. Until next time, stay safe, stay soapy, and I will see you in the next video.